8-18, we look at borrowing money and what the effect is with different payments if the interest amount stays the same. A little bit unusual. Actually, you probably don't see this too much. In the real world, I don't know that too many banks or give out loans like this where they would set an amount and set an amount of interest and then allow you to pay it back in different formats. I guess if you prepaid something and you still had to pay the full amount of the interest, again, most banks typically don't do that, then your effective rate would go up. But let's take a look at it anyhow. It gives us the formula here. It says the effective rate is equal to 2 times the annual number of payments times the interest, and the total number of payments divided by the total number of payments plus 1 times the principal. So we know our formula, and we've got, I've used different amounts, right, just to screw you up a little bit. And I plugged in the formula this way. It's a fairly long formula, and so to put it in, it's a little bit of a pain, but as long as we do it and we have a rough idea, right? I mean, here, in this case, I know that my interest, if I'm just making one payment, the effective rate is going to be equal to my interest divided by my principal, right? Okay, so you can see I've come up with the same answer there, and so I know it, but maybe if I plug it in, it's just kind of a nice check then, and then I'll know if my other ones are probably pretty close. So it's equal to, and I'm going to need some parentheses, but 2 times the annual number of payments, and you can see I put those in over here, 1, 2, 4, and 12. I think your guys's are the same, right? Annual, semi-annual, quarterly, or monthly payments. So I did that on purpose, so I got 2 times the annual number of payments, okay, times the interest, and let's hit the F4, okay, so it'll put the dollar signs on that, and I put my parentheses around there and put it divided by, and then I get the total number of payments, and I better use parentheses here. I think I'm going to need 2 sets, so the total number of payments, in this case, it's the same number I have right here, annual number of payments and total number of payments, I think are the same in this case, I guess. If you were, if you had something that was going over a 2 or 3 year period of time, that's where you'd have a difference here, right? You might have 3 years of quarterly payments, but your annual number of payments would still be 4, but your total number of payments then would be 12, right? Okay, we don't have that in this case, so in your guys's, yeah, it's just 1 year, so you don't have that. Okay, so parentheses total number of payments, which again is simply this, and I'm going to want that to change, so I'm going to leave that plus 1, parentheses times my principal. Okay. And I got another parentheses. I think I've got all the proper parentheses and everything in there, so we'll see if that matches up with what I had before, which is a 5.71. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I didn't, and I should have my principal amount up here. I put my F4 on there, okay, so that it has the dollar signs too. Okay, once I've done that, and if I have my total number of payments here, I should be able to simply go blip, and there I have it. And this is just simply converting it to, I guess I did the same thing, but I put the numbers in instead of referencing the actual deals. And you could do it either way, make sure it shows up so that I can see where you've made mistakes. And once again, I want to know, the practicality of it. If I borrow this and I pay it back at the end of 1 year, $600, that's going to be lower than if I pay, the same amount of interest twice. Okay, and because yeah, let me think of how to try to explain that, because I'm keeping this full amount for the full year. In this case, I'm paying back some of it early, and yet I'm paying some of the principal back early, and yet I'm still paying the full amount of the interest over the year. So I'm not getting the full benefit of the principal for the year, and that's why the rate then goes up with each increase in the number of payments per year. So there you have it for number 18. Good luck.